There is a difference between knowing Naperville is a great place to live and actually knowing what it's like to live there. The rankings tell you the first part. This video covers the second. 8 things about moving to Naperville from out of state that most people don't find out until after they've already arrived. The good surprises and the ones that require real preparation. My name is Moses Bonilla, real estate agent here in Chicagoland, specializing in Naperville and the Fox Valley area. Before we get into it, I put together a free Naperville relocation guide for buyers who are seriously planning a move out here. The link to grab it is in the description below. Now, let's get into the 8 surprises. Now, surprise number 1, the property tax bill lands and it is bigger than you planned for. This is the number one thing that catches out-of-state buyers off guard. And it is not because they didn't know property taxes were high in Illinois. Most people know Illinois has high taxes. The surprise is how much larger the number feels when you are actually writing the check. Here is the reality. Naperville sits primarily in DuPage County. Effective property tax rates here range from approximately 2.2 to 2.8%, depending on the township and the specific home. On a $600,000 home, that is somewhere between $13,000 to $16,000 per year in property taxes. That is about $1,100 to $1,400 per month added to your housing costs before you account for your mortgage, insurance, or HOA. If you are coming from a state like Texas or New Jersey, you may already be used to high property taxes. But if you're coming from California, Washington, or the Pacific Northwest, where effective property tax rates often run closer to 1% or lower, this number can genuinely change how your monthly budget feels. Now, before you fall in love with any listing in Naperville, pull the actual prior year tax bill from the MLS, not the Zillow estimate, the actual bill on record. That is the real number and it belongs in your budget from day one, not as a surprise at closing. Surprise number 2, Naperville is more competitive than most relocating buyers expect. A lot of buyers come in assuming Midwest equals slow, easy, and buyer friendly. In Naperville, that is the wrong assumption, and it is an assumption that costs people homes. Well-priced homes in desirable neighborhoods and school districts still see multiple offers. Good homes in Crest Creek, Hobson West, Ashbury, and other established communities move fast. When a listing hits at that right price in a sought-after school district, buyers who are not pre-approved and ready to move immediately miss it. The reason for this is the combination of factors that draws people here in the first place. Limited inventory in the most desirable neighborhoods, sustained demand from relocating buyers, and a school district boundary system that creates concentrated demand around specific addresses. Homes that check the right boxes, right school, right neighborhood, right condition, do not sit. What this means practically is that you need to be pre-approved before you start seriously searching, not after you find a home you love. You need to understand the market dynamics of the specific neighborhood you are targeting. And you need someone local who can move quickly when the right home comes up. Pricing strategy also matters more here than most buyers expect. Knowing whether a home is priced right, priced high, or priced to attract multiple offers is the difference between winning and losing the right home. Surprise number 3. The Metra commute to Chicago is significantly better than most people even expect. Buyers who have never used Chicago's commuter rail system often assume that the commute from Naperville to downtown Chicago is going to be brutal. It is nowhere near that. The BNSF Metro line runs directly from Naperville's downtown station on Washington Street to Chicago Union Station. Express trains during peak commute hours make that run in approximately 35 to 45 minutes. That is a real number pulled from the current April 2026 Metra schedule. For context, the average commute from many neighborhoods in New York, Los Angeles, or San Francisco to a downtown office easily exceeds 45 minutes each way, with significantly more stress involved. Now, the Metro train is clean, reliable, and lets you work, read, or decompress on the way. Monthly passes are significantly cheaper than daily parking in Chicago's Loop, which runs $20 to $35 per day in most garages. If you are commuting to Chicago regularly, take the train. The math works and experience is better than driving. Surprise number 4. Downtown Naperville and suburban Naperville feel like two completely different cities. Most buyers arrive thinking of Naperville as one homogeneous place. The reality is that where you live within Naperville significantly shapes your daily experience, and the gap between downtown living and subdivision living is bigger than most people anticipate. Downtown Naperville is genuinely walkable, a walk score of 94 in the immediate downtown core. The Riverwalk, restaurants, shops, the farmers market, community events, all accessible on foot. Now, the homes here tend to be older, many built in the early to mid 1900s, with character, established lots, and a neighborhood feel that is closer to an urban environment than a traditional suburb. Now, the trade-off is price. Downtown Naperville commands a premium, and the home sizes tend to be smaller than what you find in the outer subdivisions. Move into the subdivisions, Ashbury, White Eagle, Tallgrass, Crest Creek, Hobson West, and the experience is completely different. Newer builds, larger lots, more square footage, community amenities like pools and tennis courts baked into HOA-governed neighborhoods. These areas are more car dependent for daily errands, but they deliver the space and the school assignment that most relocating families are prioritizing. Neither is better. They are genuinely different lifestyles within the same city boundary. Here is a simple question to ask yourself. When you picture your Saturday morning, are you walking to a coffee or driving to it? The answer to that question points you toward downtown or the subdivisions faster than any other filter. Surprise number 5. The community culture here is genuinely different from major coastal cities. And most people mean that in the best way. This one is harder to put a number on than the others, but it is consistently cited as one of the biggest positive surprises for people who relocate here from major coastal cities. Naperville has a tight-knit, family-oriented community culture. Neighborhood associations are active. Youth sports leagues are heavily participated in. People actually introduce themselves to their neighbors, right? Like community events, farmers markets, the Riverwalk festivals, Ribfest, holiday celebrations downtown are things that residents genuinely show up for and look forward to. For buyers coming from New York, San Francisco, or other metros where the culture can be more transactional and anonymous, this is one of the biggest positive surprises. The sense of community here is real, and it is one of the things that make people stay long after the initial relocation reasons have faded. Now, the flip side of this, if you are someone who prefers urban anonymity and a faster paced social environment, the Midwest community culture can feel slower and more close-knit than you're used to. Most people find they prefer it, but it is a genuine cultural shift worth knowing about before you arrive. Surprise number 6, the winters are real. And wind chill is a concept that becomes very personal very fast. If you are moving from California, Texas, Florida, or anywhere in the South or on the West Coast, this is a surprise that requires the most genuine preparation. Naperville experienced a humid continental climate. January and February, average high temperatures run between 28 to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Average lows in those months drop to between 17 and 20 degrees. But the temperature is only part of the story. The wind chill off of Lake Michigan can push the feels like temperature significantly below zero on the coldest days. Snowfall starts as early as November and can continue into March. February historically sees the heaviest snowfall, up to 25 inches or more in a significant winter. The adjustment is real. You buy the right coat, you learn how to dress in layers, and it becomes part of life. But do not underestimate the first winter. Go in prepared, it is manageable. Go in assuming it will not be that bad and it will catch you off guard. The first January is the real one. Surprise number 7. The school districts matter more than most people realize. And the specific district your home sits in matters more than the city name. Most relocating buyers arrive with a general understanding that Naperville has great schools. What is less understood is how much the specific district assignment and even the specific boundary line affects home values, buyer demand, and long-term resale. Now, Naperville is served by 2 districts, right? We have District 203, which covers central and northern Naperville. Its high schools are Naperville Central and Naperville North, both ranked in the top 30 high schools in Illinois, according to U.S. News 2025 rankings. And then now we have District 204, officially Indian Prairie School District, which covers southern and eastern Naperville. Its flagship high school is Neuqua Valley, ranked 12th in Illinois. Both districts carry A+ grades from niche and rank in the top 50 nationally out of over 10,000 school districts. Here's what matters practically. 2 homes a mile apart in Naperville can sit in different school districts. That school assignment affects how much buyer demand that home attracts, how quickly it sells, and what it commands in price. Buyers specifically targeting Neuqua Valley or Naperville Central will walk past a home that doesn't feed into those schools, regardless of how nice the home is. Understanding the district boundaries before you search is not optional. It is foundational. The boundary lines matter more than the neighborhood name and significantly more than the city name alone. Surprise number 8. The suburbs around Naperville might actually fit you better. And most agents will never tell you that. The honest truth is that Naperville is not the right fit for every relocating buyer, and there are excellent towns right next door that deserve serious consideration before you commit to a search. Geneva is about 15 miles northwest of Naperville along the Fox River. It has a historic, charming, walkable downtown on 3rd Street with local shops and restaurants. It has its own Metra station on the Union Pacific West Line. You can walk to the train. The median home price in Geneva is around $423,000 compared to Naperville's $600,000. If you want a smaller town feel, genuine walkability to a downtown with real character, and a more accessible price point, Geneva is worth a serious look. The community is tight-knit and the lifestyle is genuinely different from Naperville's larger city energy. St. Charles is right next to Geneva, larger, around 33,000 people with a riverfront lifestyle, arts, dining, and events along the Fox River. Home prices around there run around $487,000 at the median for new listings in early 2026. St. Charles has a different commute situation, no in-city metro station, so train commuters typically drive to Geneva or Aurora. But for buyers who are remote or working locally, the lifestyle St. Charles offers at that price point is compelling. Batavia is south of Geneva and oftenly overlooked entirely. It offers genuine value in a Fox value market that has historically been underappreciated. Smaller than St. Charles with a quiet residential feel, strong local identity, and some of the most accessible price points in the Fox Valley corridor. For buyers who want to be in the region without stretching their budget to Naperville, Batavia deserves a look. This is not about steering you away from Naperville. It is about making sure you have the complete picture before you commit to a search. Now, if Geneva, St. Charles, or Batavia is actually a better fit, you should know that now. If you are seriously considering a move to this area and want someone to walk you through the real decisions, which city, which neighborhood, which school district, what the full monthly cost looks like, reach out. That is exactly what I am here for. No pressure, no pitch, just straight information. Grab the free Naperville relocation guide in the description. It goes even deeper than this video. Or reach out directly. The link is below. So those are the 8 biggest surprises for buyers planning a move to Naperville from out of state. The property tax bill that is larger than most people plan for. A market that is more competitive than Midwest reputation suggests. A Metra commute that is better than most people fear. A city where downtown and suburban living feel completely different from each other. A community culture that is tighter, warmer, and more family-oriented than most coastal buyers expect. Winners that are real and require real preparation. School districts where the specific boundary line matters more than the city name. And the possibility that the suburbs around Naperville, Geneva, St. Charles, and Batavia might actually be the better fit for your family. If this video helped you think through the decision, hit like and subscribe. I put out honest content about this market every week. And drop a comment below. Which of these 8 surprises did you not expect? Or if you have already made the move, tell me what was your biggest surprise. I read every comment and I respond. I'll see you guys on the next one.